So at first I was gonna make a Honkai video, and then Snowbreak dropped this thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about why Snowbreak is actually a pretty good fucking game. So like I started this game back, oh god, hold on, like a while ago, like around when the first limited character came out, which is sometime around launch. And at first I didn't really like it. I thought it was alright. Then over time I came back, for after a couple updates. I think one of them was around when Haru came out, and then some beach update that I didn't do. And then I came back a month ago, and to be honest with you, they have made a lot of improvement. Like, I mean, maybe not a lot, but it's enough where I'm like, you know what, the game's better. I would actually recommend people check it out. You know, for example, like doing my dailies doesn't really take too long. It's like maybe 5-10 minutes a day at most. Depends on what you really have to do when a new event comes out. The limited characters are really cool. The game is super free to play friendly, and like there's so many reruns. So like there's no fear of missing out on like old characters because they constantly run old characters. With like within the time that I played, like I've seen some characters that I recognize that I'm very familiar with, and I didn't get a chance to pull them, but now I did. Didn't get most of them, but that's all right. It's okay. I don't care. I'm definitely okay with that. But this game is still good. I think even though I might not have gotten all the characters I want, 100%, if I put more time into this game, I could have gotten the people that I want. But that's neither here or there. Let's talk about the events, right? The events of this game are actually pretty good. They usually like last the whole patch, so it's plenty of time to do them. I guess the time gated part of the events is making sure to do the materials and whatever portions of event that they decide to release at that time. So for example, with the current event that I'm playing, it's called Gradient of Souls. Don't know what that means. All I know is that they got the girl who nukes the planet. Not really, but she nukes enemies, and I'm like, I gotta get her. The portion that the devs decided to release is like this Pokemon section where you go around, you beat enemies into submission, and you force them to work for you. So you go watch them beat up their friends and just repeat the process over and over. To be honest, it's kind of fun. Weirdly enough, they labeled it as fun, so they didn't exactly lie there. There are other parts of it I don't know how they work. That's because they're not out yet. So that's cool. In terms of the games, like usually your dailies consist of logging in, doing a couple missions, or using up all your stamina, getting some manifestations for your characters, which I'll explain that later. Leveling up a character, talking to some people in your base, explain that later, and just miscellaneous stuff. It doesn't take long, and I kind of like that because as somebody who has been playing gacha games for about 5 years now, I'm gonna be honest, like I've reached a point now where if a game takes way too much time out of my day for me to do my dailies, it's just not for me. That's the same thing that's been happening to me with Genshin, and that's the reason why I don't really play Genshin unless like I really want to. And it's fine. It's probably better that way. I keep it like that. But this game doesn't work. The weeklies, on the other hand, are a bit different. Depending on what you want to do would determine what part of your weeklies you can do. So if you're just trying to put as much or as little effort as you want to into the game, it doesn't add too much time until the one day you decide to do it. Usually from what I've seen from the Reddit, which I usually check out Reddits whenever I have questions regarding games or stuff like that. Like on the Reddit, it was recommended that you run this stage called Gigalink, which is basically like the quote unquote end game from what I've seen so far. And you just go in, you kill a boss one time, and you've already claimed most of your weeklies. Not most, but you claim a good chunk. And it's a nice amount of gems for an extra 2 minutes of work when you're at the level that I am. Like I'm already at the max level I could get for characters. The other two weekly game modes are the Underground Purge, which I don't even know how the fuck you would explain that. It's kind of like not like a roguelite, but like you go into a place, you do 3 objectives. Or no, you take 2 teams, you go into a place, you do 3 objectives for one team, switch to the other team through 3 objectives. That's it. That's literally it. And you do that like 9 times. All right, that's your weekly. And then the Giga Link is where I personally don't like it because it's way too time consuming. It takes like 20 minutes a stage. You literally go in with like 2 other co-op people and you just do objectives that take a while because the enemies are kind of beefy, and you get points. You get a certain amount of points depending on the characters that you brought, and you go up to 1,000. To be honest, like outside of like the standard banner single, like I personally don't find that as worth it. But I'm sure like people who actually play this game have a different opinion. Maybe, probably not. Who knows? Usually there's like a giggling stage for the events, so that's probably gonna be something you have to look forward to. Those are gonna be your 3 weeklies. There's one additional game mode in the game that's kind of like in game, I guess in a way, but it's like optional, so you don't have to really do it. Just do it when you want to. And this is actually the roguelike, and it's called Paradoxal Labyrinth. I think I said that right. Uh, so usually you just go in, you get different buffs. After completing a stage, you can choose one of the different buffs. It's like Simulated Universe in Honkai or Star Rail. Think of that, but put it in this game. That's quite literally what this is. It's that simple. I don't know how to explain it. I'm an idiot. Just move on. But I guess I'll start explaining some of the things about this game that I think are good. Like I said earlier, I think the game is free to play friendly. Another thing that makes this like insane for a game. So whenever you pull a 5-star character, or just any character, but 5 stars are going to be your most limited, your most lucrative, your most luxurious characters. Whenever you pull a 5-star character, there is hardly any need to pull any dupes, because whatever effects you get off of dupes, you can just farm for in the game. There's a game mode called Personal Files, where you do some missions and go over the character's backstory a bit. But at the end of it, there's a stage you can do 2 times a day. And when you do that stage, you get 2 points that go towards a dupe. Now, it takes a lot to get this dupe. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is there. Since I've been back, or since I pulled the 2 characters that I got when I came back, both Haru and Katya, I think that's how you say her name, I have managed to get 2 dupes on them for free. So, or not dupes, but 2 of those orbs or whatever. It's like 5 orbs in total. I already got 2. There is a bit of an issue though, in the sense that you are limited to just doing 4 stages in total when it comes to the 4 stars. So you kind of have to choose who you want to prioritize in the game. That's the only downside. But in my opinion, that's perfectly acceptable. I don't think there's any reason for you to go for dupes unless you got big money or you really like a character. I think that's really cool. Another thing I like is the fact that you can get standard banner 5-star weapons off of your pulls. So, for example, like the summoning system is very similar to the way Hoyo does their summons for Honkai Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact, where you do a certain amount of summons, you get very low rates up until a certain point, and then it starts to gradually go up until you get 100%. The game works exactly like that. So when it comes to summoning for characters, it takes a max of 80 summons to get a 5-star character, and up until the 65 summon points, you got a 0.7 chance of pulling a 5-star, and it gradually goes up from there. That gap from 65 to 80 is called soft picking. And for weapons, it's 60. So once you reach the 45 point, it's 0.7, and then from 45 to 60, same thing. It's going to gradually go up. In this game, whenever you pull dupes for either 4 stars or 5 stars, you get little credits that, like these golden credits that you can get. And when you get a certain amount, which is 480, a lot of dupes, you could pull any of the standard 5-star weapons. Not pull, but choose. You can choose any standard banner 5-star weapon, which is crazy because some of them are not bad for the 5-star characters. The one that I use is Space Cowboy because I have like the best limited 5-star, arguably, on my account. I didn't get it from there. I just got lucky and pulled it. But the fact is that I could pull the dupes from there. And you only need 3 copies of a weapon to completely max it out. 1 to initially pull it, and 2 for the extra, and like 2 extra dupes, which is great, fantastic. Don't have to spend any more money than you need to. It's like that's insane to me. Let's see, what else do they have? Oh, while I'm on the topic of standard banner 5-star characters, they're fucking good. Most of them. From my understanding, Yao, Winter Solace, and Finny Coronet are like the cream of the crop. Cream, am I saying that right? The best. They're the best. You won't find any better standard 5 stars than them. But the other three aren't bad. Maybe for the exception of Marion, but from what I keep hearing is that if you invest into her a lot, she starts to progressively get better. Like Marion at base and Marion at max is completely different. I can't speak about Fridia Hush as I don't have her, and I can't speak about Life Wild Hunt as I also do not have her. Also don't have Finny, but I'm gonna get her eventually. But I think that's important in the fact that I don't know how many months later this game, it was like 7 months, I believe. So about 7, 8-ish months later, the standard banners are still good. I think that's very important. I think that's great, fantastic, whatever, right? That's good for free to plays. And the fact that you can get their best weapons typically for free, fantastic. You cannot beat that price. And then to add icing on the cake, right? Whenever you max out a 5-star weapon, you can then get a currency whenever you get that weapon that allows you to pick any other 5-star weapon that you have pulled. Yeah. So any other 5-star weapon that you have pulled, you can then use that currency to get the dupes of it. So for example, on my account, I've pulled Olympus, Trials Eve, and Space Cowboy. You can just throw away the weapon. You throw away 3 of these 5-star weapons, and then you're able to get a 5-star weapon that you pulled. It doesn't matter where you pulled it from, you can get dupe. That's insane. That's crazy to me. Especially since you can already pick them up for free whenever you want. Like, I've never played a gacha game that's this friendly, right? So I don't even know what to say. The game's good. I think the game's good. Gameplay fire. Like the gameplay is very fun. At first, it reminded me a bit of Gears of War. After playing it, like I stopped using the cover. There was no point in me using the cover. If I have footage from when I first started, I think I had the same sentiment. And you probably will feel the same way once you start. But once you pull like that limited 5-star or even a standard banner 5-star, like the way you play the game slowly start to change. I guess the only arguable thing or the only lackluster part of the game is like the end game. And to be honest with you, like as somebody who's a super casual player of the game, it's not a negative. It's good for me because there's no pressure for me to feel as though I'm missing out on something or I need to stress about something in the game. Like it's mostly just time consuming. At worst, it can be boring, which is okay. I could just choose not to do it because that's what I've been doing in this game. I can't comment on the story because to be honest, I haven't done the story. Well, I've done the story. I just haven't paid attention. I'm not a big story, right? Unless like I'm already interested in the characters. Don't talk to me about no damn story because I'm not gonna pay attention. We're definitely skipping that shit, especially if you're trying to make me read. I don't read. All right. But yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing else I can add to the game. I think it's fantastic. I think that if you are interested in playing a shooter gacha game, kind of like Snowbreak is where it's at. The only warning I have is that if you're somebody who doesn't like fan service, the game has gone down the fan service route. Like, I'm not sure if YouTube will allow me to, but like I'll try to show some of the skin, some of the characters. But a lot of the like older characters, you probably won't see too many fan servicey, but some of the new ones, it's definitely there. It's there. I personally don't really care. For one, I can't afford to buy any new skins, and two, even if I did, like I am somebody who don't mind fan service. I kind of like it, but I also don't care if it's not in the game. Especially since like when it comes to this game, like they only did it because they had to, and I'm like, I respect it. It's fine. It's what. But as long as you look past that, I highly recommend checking this out. It's free to play, so there's really no reason not to. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I think, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. I appreciate anybody who's watched. Sorry if this come off as disorientated or whatever. I'm very new to this. I didn't type out a script. I literally just got done streaming and just decided that I want to make this video. So that's what I did. I'm so sorry if this is all over the place or if it comes off as bad or weird. We don't do scripts. I suck at reading scripts. So we're doing this shit off the head. One take. Yeah, appreciate everybody who's watching. I hope that you choose to stay around. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this channel. I was thinking of maybe doing Honkai or Genshin content to become a Hoyo slave, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I really want to stick to one game. I'm sure I'll figure it out if I choose to continue. But anyway, I hope everyone have a great day. Appreciate you listening to me ramble about this fucking game that I didn't plan a video for. Yeah, I hope everyone have a great day. Appreciate you for stopping by, and try not to be as stupid as me, and read a book. All right, don't end up like me. Don't be illiterate. All right, see you later.